The only belief that matters. Now, this isn't mine, I got it from Tom Bilyeu, but it's awesome. So the only belief that matters. If you put time and effort into getting good at a thing, you will get good, or getting better at a thing, you will get better. And so today is just about putting in a rep. I am not going to cut. I'm not going to stop recording. I don't care if the sun's in my face. Usually I have a lot of complex thoughts I tie together. So I'm not saying tomorrow won't have more cuts in it, but today I am just putting in a rep, or as my my ex-Jamaican family said, one go. Or my old pro snowboarder buddies I used to film with out in Summit County, first try. You guys would throw some gnarly stuff without warming up or a new attempt. So today is one go here. So the only belief that matters. This really applies to everything. You know, this is anything, you know, strength training, fitness, lifting weights in the gym. You know, I taught myself to ride wheelies on a bicycle in my 40s. It was something I always wanted to do. Public speaking, building your business, shooting free throws, running marathons, doing yoga, you know, anything at all. And I feel like we've almost had this, so many of these just basic ancient things that we just knew, that were like things that, you know, the Stoics taught. This was part of, like, you know, probably samurai philosophy. I'll do another video on that, how much of this stuff actually relates to some samurai traits. But it's something that it really feels like it's gotten lost. So much of us, we're so used to curriculum. We live in a place of comfort. Here's the structure. And it keeps us from having to just go practice, work at something, and get better. Right now we're at this moment where we literally, there's no barriers to us doing whatever we want for ourselves, but it feels so odd and uncomfortable compared to the way we've been taught historically, the things that, the structure that we've been brought into. So whatever that thing is, for me, you know, it's talking to you. I've said it plenty of times. This is important. This is one of the core foundational messages. Motion creates clarity. So I've figured a lot of this stuff out. You know, I've found my purpose to talk to you and to really get these messages out through years and years of making videos on a different channel. I was, you know, combining my journey with some beautiful, crazy adventure footage and stuff. And it did, you know, two completely different audiences and purposes. But I figured it out through moving. And now that channel didn't make a lot of sense either, because there was too many unrelated things. It was a snowboarding channel. It went to, you know, more outdoor downhill mountain biking adventures. I had a viral video that had nothing to do with anything I had to take down. Then I had another viral video that I thought was in alignment with my stuff about how I lived on the beach for $200 a month while I was building this business and getting sober. But really, you know, that channel is about adventures and some really cool shots. And the viral audience I got was people, you know, trying to figure out how to live for really cheap or survive. So, you know, different audience. But with time, that channel, I now have clarity on it. I've got short form content that's performing well, and I've got the real direction of, I've shot 3 short films I haven't edited yet. You know, motion creates clarity. Just because I was a professional video producer at one point doesn't mean I have any business. You know, I'm not going to own the algorithm on YouTube. I'm not native to social media. So for you, I don't know what that thing or those things are, but what I can tell you is that whatever it is, start moving. Maybe you're already making some progress. Just continue to put in those reps. I don't have any capacity to get these videos out every single day, but I still shoot them 5 days a week, getting better at speaking and delivering this message. And this one, you know, I've framed maybe too much about myself, so it might not perform that well, because I'm really talking to you about you. I want to share this lesson that is useful and valuable. But I'm going to get in this rep, and I'm going to save myself time on editing, as well as eventually all these different little pieces of my message to make so much sense. And I have these more complex stories, or, you know, multiple points to lead from the opening to closing back down to these messages. Eventually this will all just become second nature, and I can frame it and use it in any way I want. Now, if you've been around for a few of these, you already know there's 2 that are really just super core to this. Fitness is the foundation for elevation. Habits are the foundation for fitness. All right, you want to start changing, you want to start moving, you want to find some clarity, get into motion by getting into the gym or getting out and running or getting on a bicycle and going on an intense level and never missing your days. Commit to yourself and don't miss no matter what. And then the next, motion creates clarity. We've already said that, and we've been talking about progress in this. I love this one. It's another one from Tom Bilyeu. I think he got this from Tony Robbins. So this is that progress is the foundational pillar to happiness. It's not the outcome. It's not the end result. It's that feeling of making progress and putting in the work and suffering in silence and not having any sort of glorification, no instant gratification, delayed gratification, continuing to work, believing in yourself, doing the hard, uncomfortable things other people aren't willing to do. It completely changes the man that you see in the mirror. It changes everything about you. And it takes time. It takes real consistency. This takes years before it becomes identity, but as it does, it snowballs. You start to just feel this thing inside of yourself. Then you actually get to a point where maybe it's like, oh wow, I should actually be sharing this with the world. I should be telling other people about this. I am actually qualified. I've done the work. I've got the results. I have that identity. This isn't something I went said, how can I find something to talk about and sell to people? Oh, now we're not going to cut here. I don't want to get myself into a wreck at this left turn. This wasn't about finding how I can get attention and make money and get my name out there. This all came together because of being at a really bad place for a really long time and then working my way back out of it and learning lessons along the way and realizing how terribly valuable this is, and that we're at a moment where right now, everybody's in trouble. Men and women are in trouble. This thing, before the boomer influence and the hippie influence of, comfort is of the highest importance, and feelings trump merit. Everybody needs to be equal, even if everybody can't or won't contribute to the same. No, we're what the hard times create hard men, which create soft times, that create soft men, which creates hard times, that create hard men. Well, we're coming into a time where we're going to be creating some hard men, and we've softened society up an awful lot. So for those of us, I'm an early 80s baby. I think this message is, quite valuable to people. Resonate most people, within 10 years either way. But it's our responsibility to ourselves, to the people we're going to have an impact or an influence on, whether it be just our community, the people we surround ourselves with, the world, a message that goes out broadly. Maybe you have a family, maybe it's just in your household. We have a responsibility, and I smile about this one, right? So we have a responsibility to everyone around this to change that ideology, to get back to validating ourselves through building and becoming badass. And now if this is true, that 90% of the women are fighting over 10% of the men, well then it is our responsibility to the women, for those of us who are single, or to even have influence on other men who are single. It is our responsibility to make that more like 30 or 40% of men that are really, truly worthy, who have demonstrated excellence through hard, uncomfortable, consistent work, through building a badass, by having a culture of us validating ourselves, through building ourselves, not through external validation, not through getting pats on the back, not from glory, from building ourselves up and becoming truly self-reliant, competent, capable, strong, resilient, able to roll with the punches and evolve, because times are evolving fast. And so many men, so many people, they stagnate. Man, by the late 20s, they're locked in. They are where they are. I'm in my mid 40s now, and I never even get 6 hours of sleep. I get up at 3:30. I'm supposed to get up at 3:30 in the morning. I have not woken up for my alarm in months because I'm just so excited. by the time I'm awake somewhere at 2:30 or 3, I just can't wait to get my day started, to go out, to crush my workout, to pursue purpose, to make a difference, to continue to have success and progress and build new skills with my business that will come back and apply here to you and to the message and the mission. We just got to start moving, and we got to put in the reps. You don't get the view without the climb. And for those who, hit the lottery, who buy the meme coin, throw $100 on a meme coin, 50x leverage, make $1 million, hit the lottery. It's almost a sentence to, and it's an almost guaranteed failure to personality and to progress, because you didn't put in the work. You didn't earn your way to what you needed to get to that place. You don't treat where you're at with the reverence it deserves, and it's going to turn out bad. So, progress is supposed to be painful, but it's supposed to be fulfilling. We can't skip the climb to get the view. So, hey, I don't think this was too bad of a rep for today. I think I talked too much about myself early on, but you know what? I got a rep in. I did what I said I was going to do, and we'll get another one recorded tomorrow. Love you. Keep putting in those reps. Catch you later.